I have a question now from Stephen Galt at Whitehill Secondary School. Stephen, are you here and looking to ask your own question?
I think actually at the start of the session, Andrea pretty much covered what was being said. So what I was going to ask, sorry, it was around the £400 payment, and really my concerns were the pro rata issue. I know Andrea's been saying that EIS are kind of making petitions that won't go ahead. So really my question was just going to be that can we get some guidance on that, because disproportionately that's going to affect female colleagues who are more likely to work part-time. It also doesn't take into account that lots of colleagues who don't have classes are still going to be involved in this process. And as a faculty leader, everybody in my department is working equally hard and doing their fair share, the marking, the moderation of papers and of the assessments, all the rest of it. And it would seem quite harsh if we were saying some people more deserving than others. So I just wonder if either if SQA, Fiona or that have any thoughts on that, or if that's something that's going to be purely decided by the Scottish Government.
So I think from what has been said, that is a Scottish Government position. So I think that one of the key things is that the message that you've presented there on behalf of the members in your department and your school are absolutely the messages that the EIS will be taking forward, and that our expectation would be that those who were involved in any way in relation to supporting ACM this year would be put forward for the additional £400, and we'll continue to work on that. Andrea, is there anything else to add on that?
Just to say, Susan, that it had already been flagged to us by some individual teachers and local association secretaries that that were concerns around some of those equality issues that Stephen raised, and actually Larry has already had discussions with civil servants about that. Just to alert them to the fact that statement by the First Minister was unhelpful. It really betrayed a lack of understanding of how school timetables operate. I don't think she really understood the full implications of what she was saying there. And we've had assurances that the guidance that will go to schools on this will be written in a way to be encouraging schools to be as inclusive as possible in terms of how the payments are made. And what Stephen has described there in terms of his department's approach is exactly what we would want to see, so that everybody's hands are to the wheel, to help deliver the ACM, whether they're teaching NQ classes or not, because we know that the burden for class teachers who are planning the learning, delivering the learning, doing the assessment, marking the assessments, for their own young people in their classes is already significant, given the very tight timescales that we're working to. So that sounds like a really good approach that Stephen's department has taken there, and absolutely we would want to ensure that every single person who contributes to the ACM gets this token payment from the Scottish Government in recognition of that. And the only circumstances where we would see there being like payment made on a pro rata basis would be around, for example, where you've got 50-50 job sharers who have genuinely 50-50 responsibility for delivering their part of the ACM. So it would be under those circumstances that you would see pro rata type payments, but not generally across the board.
Thank you for that.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
And I suppose the point to you all is that if there are any challenges around that particular area or anything to do with this, as Andrea said during her opening remarks, you should be taking these to your school rep to try to see what can be done within your establishment, but also to your local association secretaries. A note in the chat, a question or a comment around the fact that, and Jean I think alluded to this, that the 25th of June has been set as the deadline, but some local authorities appear to be setting deadlines at the beginning of June so that they can address their internal things, and it's always these fake deadlines that cause more problems. And Dean and Robert in particular and Fiona more recently will have heard us regularly talk about the fake deadlines that are set by schools and the local authorities to try to address to deal with SQA1. So any of these issues that are putting blockages or barriers to you being able to do things properly, then we would absolutely suggest that you bring those forward to your local association.